Some more analysis now from Michael Lynk. He served as the UN Special Rapporteur for Human Rights in the occupied Palestinian territories between 2016 and 2022. He joins us now from Ontario in Canada. Really good to have you with us, Michael. We've got a very significant ruling from the International Court of Justice here ordering Israel to stop its military offensive in Rafah. Explain to us, what are your thoughts in terms of what the ICJ has just handed down?
Well, one might describe it as a half a loaf. South Africa was looking for an order that would require an immediate ceasefire throughout Gaza to actually bring an end to the entire military operations being conducted by Israel. The majority of the court, by a vote of 13-2, has focused only on the operations in Rafah. Now, mind you, that is where the bulk of the Israeli military operations are occurring right now. We know that something in the order of 800 to 900,000 Palestinians have been moved or are moving from Rafah as Israel gears up for a major offensive against Hamas in that governorate at the very south of the Gaza Strip. But it's, I think, far short of what South Africa was hoping for and what many of those who have been observing the court was hoping for.
Well, that's right, because this latest ruling really just concerns Israel's operation in Rafah, but we know it's a part of a broader case that's been brought on by South Africa, accusing Israel of orchestrating a state-led genocide against the Palestinian people in Gaza. But we also know that the substance of that accusation may take years in order for the ICJ to rule on. But in the immediate term, we do have this ruling concerning Rafah. What sort of material effect might this have in the immediate term?
Sure. I think the spotlight now shifts from The Hague to New York. I would be not surprised at all if Algeria, among others, who sit as elected members on the Security Council, seek to draft a new resolution demanding a ceasefire, either specifically with respect to Rafah or for the entire Gaza Strip. As we know, the United Nations General Assembly voted overwhelmingly for a ceasefire in December. We know that at the beginning of April, the Security Council voted for a ceasefire to be limited to the remaining days of Ramadan in the first 2 weeks of April. And Israel did not obey either the General Assembly resolution or the Security Council resolution. In terms of, you're going to ask me, will Israel obey this resolution, this finding and order coming from the International Court of Justice? I think the chances are pretty close to zero that they will obey. But we will now see what happens at the Security Council and whether the United States will veto for a fourth time a resolution at the Security Council demanding a ceasefire.
Okay, Michael Lynk, we'll leave it there for now. We thank you, as always, for joining us on the program.